Craig, can we take a moment to celebrate Arne? What a job he has done. Much love. Of course, Jen, yeah. What Arne Slot is doing this season is incredible. I'm excited to see what he builds on for next season. But I'm still unsure, Jen, of what Arne Slot football is. I get the feeling that at the moment he's almost not going through the motions, but just making sure we get over the line, get the job done. And then when he buys his own squad, or when he brings in the 3 or 4 players that he feels, I hope we see a different style. I hope we see a higher tempo of football, because we know he loves a high work rate. We know he loves a high press. And I just want to see us be a bit more on the front foot and not as frustrating to watch as we have been at times this season. Which sounds really weird considering we're about to win the league. And we've been the most consistent of an inconsistent league. But I still want a bit more style and substance to the way we're playing. Is that greedy? Maybe we were spoiled under Jurgen with the style of football and whatnot. But I can't help but feel I just want a bit more excitement in our style of football. David said, I'm not entirely convinced by Slot, to be honest. Look, I understand it. I understand how everybody's delighted with him, and I understand how others maybe are unsure of him. I'm extremely grateful to what's happening this season, and I'm extremely thankful that Slot is doing it. But I don't want another season of playing the same type of football that we've seen at times this season. It just feels un-Liverpool-like at times, which again sounds weird because we're winning the league. Heck said, I think the last few months have been cagey, but the play for the majority of the season was a good standard. Cagey is probably a good word, Hex, that you've used. And I guess if I'm thinking about it honestly as well, after the week we had before the international break, where we got knocked out of the Champions League, we lost the cup final, I think maybe Arne felt like we need to just make sure that we don't have any jitters in the league and we get this job done. And when we go a goal or two up, maybe he feels like, right, let's at least minimise risk. But on days like today, I think that came back to haunt us. Because our own, what's the word I'm looking for? Lethargy? Is that the right word? Or lethargic nature invited West Ham back into that game, and they grew in confidence as the second half went on. Considering Slot has not had any sign 2 windows, I think he's done a great job. Look, he's winning the league. That's a great job for any manager at Liverpool Football Club at any time. And to do it in your first season is remarkable. And as you've said there, without any signings as well. So I certainly don't want this to come across as anything other than a good season and one that I'm extremely grateful for as a fan. But you look at how we can build on this, how we can be better, how we can go in next season and fight for the title again. And I think there are changes that need to be done for that. The Liverpool Prophet, how are you, sir? Said, Craig, I think the over-pragmatic approach in certain games needs to stop. Slot's done it in a lot of games this season. We didn't need to Chelsea at home, City home and Villa away. Nothing wrong with a bit of pragmatism at times, yeah. But, I don't know, it feels very risk-averse, the way that we've been playing. And maybe he feels like that's what's needed in this season of maybe some inconsistencies from other teams. And look, we have been the model of consistency this season. So, give Arne his fair dues in that one. No such thing as easy games in a run-in. Why? That's a cop-out. Of course there is. Are you telling me we shouldn't be looking at Leicester City as a win that we should be easily able to go and get? Pressure is a privilege that you earn the right to have. And you get into those positions by knowing that you're damn good. And the run-in should be a procession at this point, because we are 13 points clear. So I don't see why it should be difficult. It shouldn't. We should enjoy it and embrace it and go out and prove why we're in the position we are.